If you are wrestling with imposter syndrome in your language learning, you are definitely not alone. You may feel undeserving of your achievements in your language or that you're a fraud in your language in some way, despite the evidence that your life has to prove otherwise. If your successes are called out by someone else, or you face a failure after a long string of successes, that can definitely lead you to critique and question your language capabilities. So today I offer a 4-step, very simple process that can be done in under 1 minute whenever you sense these feelings arrive. Welcome back to Language Travel Adoptee. My name is Emily, where I help you gain confidence and clarity in your languages. And if you are interested in fast tracking that confidence and clarity, make sure to look down in the comments below and sign up for the waitlist for the Mindful Multilinguals Collective. Step 1 is notice the feeling. Sometimes our thoughts happen so fast we fail to truly recognize them, but they still affect our mood and overall language journey if we keep suppressing them or pushing them away, thinking that they'll eventually just go away on their own. But in reality, feeling like an imposter is not going to go away until we first directly work on it. The first step in doing that is noticing that it is there first and foremost. Give it a name. I am feeling blank. I am feeling like an imposter. I'm feeling like a fraud, or I'm feeling I don't deserve this. What's also helpful is naming other emotions surrounding it, like I feel anxious. I am feeling stressed. I'm feeling not good enough. Step 2 is neutralize the feeling. Now, this involves making sure to calm your nervous system first. Calm and ground your physical body before you try to work on mindset and tell yourself anything. Because if you notice the feeling of imposter syndrome coming on, and you immediately try to think positively about the situation, your mind is not going to believe anything positive if your body is still feeling negative. So if you're short on time, I love to use the breath exercise 6, 7, 8. So you inhale for 6 seconds, you hold for 7, and you exhale 8. And you can do that once, you can do that as many times as you feel like you need, but especially if you're short on time, it's also helpful once you are doing the breathing to really notice how that imposter syndrome shows up in your body. That's another part of noticing the feeling, right? We also notice how that feeling translates physically. For example, if I feel stressed, if I feel not good enough, and I'm maybe talking to someone in my language, or I'm about to do an exam that's going to test my knowledge in my language, my throat tightens, my palms sweat, I usually fidget with something if I have something in my hands. But the breathing will ultimately send signals to my body to relax. By the way, if you do enjoy this video, consider giving a like as well as a subscribe if you do favor a more mindful, therapeutic, sustainable approach to language learning. Step 3 is normalize the feeling. And remind yourself, many, if not all, language learners have gone through a similar feeling. Feeling like an imposter, feeling like they're not deserving or worthy of what they have accomplished, or feeling not good in their language and questioning their abilities. When we feel a strong emotion like imposter syndrome, it is so easy to assume we're isolated in this feeling, that we're the only ones going through it while everyone else is thriving, and in turn, make ourselves feel worse. It's a pattern that I've seen time and time again with different language learners I've worked with, as well as other language learners who consider themselves perfectionists, who are constantly online and internalizing messages about what it means to be good, be a worthy language learner. When it sends messages about who is a fake polyglot or who is allowed to claim whatever language. So imposter syndrome is very normal to feel. Normalize the feelings that arise due to imposter syndrome, because it is an act of showing yourself grace and patience when you need it most, not only when you're feeling good. Tell yourself, what I'm going through is normal, and what every language learner before me has gone through and braved. Because it is true, it is normal, and there is a light for you at the end of the tunnel. Step 4 is next best thought. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried going from a negative thought to telling yourself something positive automatically. If we go from I'm stupid, I can't do this, I don't even know what I'm thinking, continuing with this, and we try to transform it into I can ace this 100%. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to believe what I tell myself. It's not helpful, and it also invalidates the human emotions that we feel. It doesn't allow us to process and give space for those emotions that have been showing up more and more frequently and hindering our language learning. So instead, what is the next best thought? I won't believe what I tell myself if I go immediately to positive. So what's one step above whatever negative thoughts imposter syndrome is feeding me at the moment? I could give an example of doing a language exam. You're in the exam room, you have clearly prepped extensively for it. You're about to go into the speaking portion of the test. Instead of saying, I'm going to 1000% ace this, even when I do feel a lot of imposter syndrome coming on, feeling that I am not worthy, even though I have done this maybe with other languages before. Instead, I would tell myself, I am doing the best that I can do. I am showing up for how I am in this moment. And that is enough. I'm going to show up. I'm not going to run away. That's not going to be part of my story. And I'm going to be resilient just like I have before. Now, there's a lot more we could go into about imposter syndrome and how it intersects with language learning, but I do hope that this 4-step process, notice, neutralize, normalize, and next best thought, will help you, because it really can be done anywhere in less than a minute once you get accustomed to it when those feelings of self-doubt come up.